guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you all here with me today. First of all, Happy New Year. I hope that 2018 is going to be a wonderful year for everybody watching. For my returning viewers, thank you. I really appreciate you sticking with me throughout the past year. I appreciate all of your likes, your comments. It really does mean a lot to me. And for new viewers who have found me here, I'm very happy that you stumbled across my video here on YouTube, and I hope that the messages resonate. And if they do, please feel free to like, share, and hopefully subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Now today's reading will be a 10-card Celtic cross, right? Focusing on the energy surrounding each of the signs for the month of January 2018. I'll be using the Crystal Visions Tarot deck for the main reading. Pulling 10 cards plus one additional card from the bottom of the deck is the overall energy for the month. And then I pulled two additional guidance cards from the Soul's Journey deck by James von Praagh and the Soulful Woman guidance card deck. Okay, so I pulled two additional ones just for extra messages for the month of January. Just a couple of things before we get into the reading quickly. The 2018 overview readings, they're up for all of the signs. So please do go, watch your video, watch your sun sign, but I also suggest watching your moon sign and your rising sign. That way you will have a really, a better idea of what is coming up for you throughout the year. Sometimes some of the messages won't resonate in one of the videos, but then when you watch, all three together, you really get a better picture of what's coming up for you. So those are posted. For Virgos watching out there, I really do apologize. Apparently at the beginning of the video for Virgo, the 2018 overview video, I think I'd immediately finished recording Aquarius, and then I stopped and I, meditated on Virgo, shuffled, and I guess I had Aquarius on my mind. I kept saying Aquarius instead of Virgo, but it was for Virgo, that reading. So I edited and I uploaded the video. So I apologize for that, Virgo. Sorry about that. Okay, so continuing on. Again, the messages in the videos, in all of my videos, they are general. Right, I do obviously focus on each sign as I meditate, and the reading is for that particular sign, but there are many people with many different situations, right, watching the videos. The only way that you can really get a good personalized, look at what's going on in your life is to get a private reading with me. If you're interested, you can take a look at my site. There you'll find all the information about the readings that I offer, as well as pricing. My site is changingphasestarot.weebly.com, or you could email me at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. Okay, and one last thing, I will be putting out for the full moon at the beginning of January. I'll be doing so in the next couple of days. I'll be posting a full moon special reading for this new full moon of the first super moon of the year, and I'll also be doing my giveaway that I do. So it will be a drawing for a one-card reading. I will post a separate video for that explaining exactly what you need to do, but if you're interested, just follow the instructions and you'll be entered in a drawing to win a free reading with me. It's just something that I like to do at each full moon, and it's just my way of giving back to everybody who watches me. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and enough talking. Let's get into your reading. See you in a minute. Hi Aquarius, I hope you're doing well. All right, so we are here to get into your January 2018 overview. So Happy New Year to you once again. I know I keep saying that, but New Year, I love the New Year, new beginnings. So wishing you all a wonderful 2018. Now, as you can see, I have already laid out your spread. I've meditated and shuffled and pulled the cards off camera. Again, to really try to, to move things along a little more quickly. It's the end of the year, beginning of the year. It's a very busy time for many people, so I'm a little short on time, and I think a lot of other people you know, their time is very precious this time of year. So I'm trying to keep these videos to a minimum. But you know, there's a lot of cards, a lot of information to get through. So I'll do my best here. But that's why you see everything laid out. So let me go ahead and put the camera down a little bit. I will show you the cards as we go through the reading. Okay. So beginning with the card at the center of your reading, you have the Page of Wands. Okay. So that's the center of the reading, and what's crossing it, so, you know, the challenge card, or what's crossing the Page of Wands, is the Six of Wands. Foundation for the reading, the Eight of Pentacles. Past position, the Eight of Swords. Your crowning cards, what's on your mind, message from your higher self, the Five of Pentacles. It's coming up in the future position, you have the Nine of Wands. You in the reading come out as the Page of Cups. Your surrounding energies, the energy in your environment, those around you, how those is the Knight of Swords. Your hopes and fears, you have the Knight of Cups. And your outbound energy for the month of January is the Two of Cups. And you have, as the overall energy for the entire spread, so for the month of January, you have the High Priestess. This is Major Arcana number 2 of the Major Arcana. Okay. And then after we go through the spread, I will also get to the 2 Oracle cards. From the Soulful Woman deck, you have the Boundaries card. And from the Soul's Journey deck, you have the Abundance card. But again, I'll go through those in a minute. So starting off with the High Priestess card. Now this is, I was trying to remember, I've done so many readings over the last week or so now. I'm pretty sure that you have some repeating cards here. It would be good for you to go back and take a look at your 2018 overview reading, Aquarius, if you haven't already, because I'm pretty sure that a lot of these cards you had in the 2018 overview. I remember, I want to say the Two of Cups. My memory's not that great, but I'm pretty sure the Two of Cups and possibly this High Priestess as well, the 2 twos, I remember that. So having the High Priestess as the overall energy, she is a very powerful energy to have. And you have, let me just see how many. No, she's actually the only Major Arcana that you have in your spread, but she, you know, is over the entire spread. So the High Priestess is, she speaks of intuitions. She speaks of, you know, connection to the higher realms, the divine realms. She helps us, when she comes in, she helps us find a deeper meaning through, you know, tapping into or being in touch with the unconscious realm, right? Using our intuition to help us figure out certain situations. She's standing here on this crescent moon. She has a lot of butterflies flying around her. The butterflies are they're symbols of rebirth, right? Eternal life here. She's also on the crescent moon, which might be significant. There are 2 full moons coming up in the month of January. The first one is happening on the 1st and 2nd of the month, and that's the super moon, right? That's the wolf moon, and I'll be putting out, there's a separate video on the full moon, and I'll also be doing a full moon tarot reading giveaway, so be watching out for those 2 extra videos. But there will also be another full moon at the end of the month, right? So 2 full moons in January. The one at the end of the month will be the blood moon. That happens on the 31st of January, right? So two full moons. So there's a lot of, energy surrounding the moon here. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to any signs, synchronicities coming in, repeating numbers, things like that. Pay attention, maybe keep a dream journal next to your bed. Sometimes when we wake up, we remember the dream as soon as we wake up, but then as we go through our daily chores, activities, we tend to forget things from the dreams. So maybe write down your dreams. There might be some significant messages coming in through your dreams to help you deal with whatever you have going on during the month of January. But again, this is a pretty powerful energy to have over the whole month. So starting off at the center of the reading with this Page of Wands. Pages are new beginnings. Usually they bring in like new things, new messages. So this would be the wand suit. It deals with its fire energy. So it deals with kind of like our daily routines, the work that we do. It's the suit of our drive, our ambition for getting things done. It's really how everything is it's like our intentions manifested, right? It's the actions, the acting on our intentions is the suit of wands. Also a suit of creativity, right? Creative projects, creative or artistic endeavors. And the pages are, when we have court cards, let me see. So you have the Page of Wands as a court card, and then you are over here as the Page of Cups, so another court card, and then you have two knights. Okay. We'll get to those. But when court cards appear in a reading, they can be either somebody that we're dealing with, right, who might be significant during this time period, so during the month of January. If so, this would typically be a younger fire sign individual, so a younger Leo or Aries or Sagittarius, not gender specific, right? In these general readings, we usually say that they're not gender specific, but it would be a younger person, sort of late teens, early 20s, could even be a child, might be your child, but it's somebody who's very creative, somebody who likes to think outside of the box, somebody who is very enthusiastic about new creative endeavors, could be bringing in news of something, right? Pages also bring in news. This could be news of a new creative project or a new job offer. So or this is an event, this could be a new creative project appearing, or a new job offer appearing, or, news coming in about that. Or this could just be you taking on this energy of the Page of Wands, feeling very, very sort of like with this childlike enthusiasm, or feeling very excited about a new creative endeavor, or, something to do with your work or creative projects. And there's something, what's crossing it here, the help or hindrance card is a Six of Swords. So there's something to do with leaving the past behind, leaving something behind. This could be news of a new job, possibly something new coming in, because the Six of Swords is a card of transition. And it's a card that speaks of leaving behind, something in search of something that's going to be more fulfilling, right? And you see that even though there are dark clouds, there are all these ravens circling around, she's turned her back. And yes, there's a certain sense of sadness as she leaves whatever, this was in the past. She's headed towards the light, and she's, feeling optimistic about whatever these new opportunities are. So, the card does speak of transition, but it also speaks of leaving behind or leaving choppier waters and heading towards calmer waters, heading towards whatever this new opportunity is. At the foundation, right, you have as the foundation the Eight of Pentacles. This is sometimes referred to as the Apprentice card. It's Pentacles or Earth energy, coins energy, so it deals with material things. So our money and work and our material possessions, our home, also has to do with education. But it's sort of the tangible material things that we accrue, that we can get in life, right, through the work that we do. And the Eight of Pentacles has to do with just working very hard, right? It's the apprentice working hard to master a skill. You see that she's here, she's working away, right? She's learning, she's really perfecting, mastering her craft. So it does have to do with, this willingness to learn, this willingness to improve in order to become an expert, working very hard, being very detail-oriented, putting in, the effort and the time needed to master that task. Sometimes this card appears when we are doing, like on-the-job training, that type of thing, or if we are taking additional courses to help us progress in our career. If this has to do with this new possible job and you walking away from it, this could be you going back to school, going back for an additional degree, going back to get a certificate, doing, just on-the-job training, obtaining some type of professional certification. It's just really perfecting your craft, your skill, what you do, right, your profession. In the past position, you have the Eight of Swords, and I like seeing this in the past because, this just tells me that you have gotten out of this situation here, right? And the Eight of Swords, we have the Six of Swords crossing, right? The Page of Wands in the center, which is cerebral energy, mental energy. And we have the Eight of Swords over here, same thing, right? The Suit of Swords has to do with it's our thoughts, it's how we communicate, it's all about our intellect, right? So it's also about setting intentions, right? And planting those positive seeds and keeping in mind how, our thoughts are very powerful. If we plant positive seeds, positive thoughts, then we can hope to get positive results out of that. So, it's the card of planning, of projects, of our intellect. But the Eight of Swords is a card of restriction. It's a card of feeling bound, feeling, helpless. Sometimes it's kind of like, you don't know which way to go, don't know which way to turn. And you see the woman here, she could easily, she has all of these crows flying around. She's blindfolded. She's surrounded by swords, but she's, small enough to fit between the two swords, walk out of that situation. She could wiggle out of the, all of the ribbon holding her captive here, and she could take the blindfold off. So, even though it seems as if the ravens are here, holding her captive, in fact, she's the one, imprisoning herself because she is allowing them to do this, right? She's allowing the ravens to hold her captive. She could easily move out, right? And she could get out of the situation. So it's more about like a self-imposed type of restriction, right? And needing to have the courage or insight or independence to move forward, right? To continue on your journey, to break free from whatever this is. So since this is in the past, this tells me that, you've gotten over this. So you've moved out of this, whatever this was, which is good. And I do see that with the Six of Swords in the middle. It tells me that, whatever was making you feel restricted or holding you back, you're leaving that behind now. I see that you're walking away from that. But there is something still. The only card that I thought was, it's kind of like, I don't like this in this position is the Five of Pentacles, because it shows me that you're worrying unnecessarily about finances. It's this feeling of lack, right? Lacking in financial security, lacking in financial stability, feeling out in the cold, right? Feeling as though you don't have enough, you don't have what you need. But it is just sort of it's more of a mentality, right? And it's interesting because it does appear here in the reading in your, as it's on your mind, in your crowning, your crowning thoughts. But we see that actually the woman, right, with the child, there's a great amount of love surrounding them. So even though, it kind of looks like she's out in the cold and she's been abandoned, and they're possibly cold and hungry and tired, and they're huddled under the tree. They look almost like they're homeless. They have each other, so it's always about, okay, maybe things, they have been a little difficult. You were in a difficult situation. Maybe you're still, worried about that, and you still have a little of this lack mentality going on here. spiritually, this card just reminds you that spiritually, emotionally, you have warmth. There is love. There is companionship around you. But I feel that, this card is really, I think it's more just you still caught up in whatever this was, and it's still, even though this isn't a swords card, that's about that mentality, it is, I don't feel that, I feel that you're worrying about something from the past, and it's time to just, focus on this moving forward into whatever this new thing is. And this is still kind of tied in with this past energy. As you move on to the future, we have the Nine of Wands, so more Wands energy, but the Nine of Wands has to do with, it's like that one last obstacle that you have to face, right, before you are able to achieve whatever it is that you need to achieve. So sometimes it's a card of needing to persevere, needing to be patient, right? Maybe there's some sort of delay going on here. It is a card also that cautions to, be careful as you move ahead. I mean, if you're moving on to this new thing here, this new job, this new offer, leaving something behind, just be careful, right? It's just a card that speaks of proceeding with caution, watching, waiting, in order not to be caught off guard. You can see that, she's here, the warrior, the princess, she's there. She does have, the lion here is the backup. She's surrounded by these torches. So, she's protected, but she's vigilant. You see, she's still kind of watching, even though it looks as if she's there resting. She's just kind of sitting there resting. She's not. She's planning what she's going to do next. And there is this sort of planning going on, and you are moving forward, but there might be some extra planning involved to figure out, and really take in what's going on around you, weighing up everything before you move on. So, kind of looking back, cautiously looking back, right? But also looking forward and planning for the next step. You appear as the Page of Cups. So you have one. Going up this row, we have 3 Cups cards and a Swords card. So the Page of Cups, well, first of all, the Suit of Cups has to do with our emotions, our feelings, how our emotions and feelings kind of influence the way that we, influence our behavior, influence how we interact with other people, our relationships. And the Page, again, we have the Page of Wands here at the center. You here appearing as the Page of Cups. No, this isn't your sign, Aquarius, right? You are an air sign. You might have water somewhere in your chart, possibly, or this is just you taking on the energy of this Page of Cups. And the Page, again, new energy, it's a young energy. So, and it's also, when we think of a relationship, the Page of Cups usually represents the beginning of a relationship. Sometimes it's a new birth, right? Sometimes it's the announcement of a pregnancy. Sometimes it's, the announcement of a birth of a child. You can see that she's really focused here on this beautiful cup, so it's this very loving, right? This loving energy, but it's also, she is a messenger, this Page. So this, could be a message coming in, a message of love. There could be some type of heartfelt communication. So it's important for you to be open-minded, be receptive, just like, the chalice here is sort of this open vessel. So be open, be very warm, receptive to new opportunities. And this could be tied to this offer of the Page of Wands here. It could be tied to, whatever this new moving forward is, or this could be something totally different, right, to do with emotions and relationships. And we'll get to the other cards here, but it could actually, have to do with that. But this is a very loving and gentle and, open person. And what's surrounding you in your environment is the Knight of Swords. So again, the Swords energy, and we have 3 Swords cards in your spread, right? But the Knight of Swords is a very fast-paced energy, not quite as fast as the Knight of Wands, but the Knight of Swords is a very forceful energy, okay? So there's, if this is a person around you, then This would typically be like a middle-aged air sign individual. So it could be another Aquarius, it could be a Libra or a Gemini, possibly. Or they just could be this, this energy, the situation sort of in your environment. But it's really unyielding energy. It's very forceful, right? It's very aggressive. You see that he has his sword drawn, ready to fight, ready to, and it might have something to do. It might be tied in with, going back here to the Eight of Swords, Five of Pentacles. It might be this, feeling as though there is something that you still need to be on the defensive about, or there might be this, kind of energy surrounding you that you need to be ready for action, even though there's no opposition in sight, right? You've gone past that. There is nothing there, right? There isn't I want to say there isn't a boogeyman, no, but there isn't like anything bad waiting for you, but you're still there, like feeling very cautious, right? Ready to attack, or there's that energy sort of surrounding you here. What you have in your hopes and fears is the Knight of Cups, and then the outbound energy, the Two of Cups. So the Knight of Cups he's the knight in shining armor, right? This is, if this is a person, again, doesn't have to be gender specific. This would typically be a middle-aged water sign individual. So could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, male or female. But with this as your hope or fear, I think you're hoping for this beautiful, relationship to come in for you. And your outbound energy does show that, if we look at this more from sort of a relationship point of view, the Knight of Cups is somebody who's very loving, very passionate, very romantic. If there's a head or a heart decision, the Knight of Cups always goes with his heart. It's somebody who usually brings in. You see, he's bringing in this chalice, and you see how down here you're focusing right on this chalice, and then he's bringing in the chalice, and then the outbound energy, you're sharing the chalice, right? So the Two of Cups following the Knight of Cups, there could very well be a new relationship coming in for you towards the end of January, right? Leading into February. If it is, it's a very loving relationship. Could be a soulmate connection, a karmic connection with that person. Because the Two of Cups is the minor arcana version of the Lover's card, which is the Lover's card from the major arcana. So it's a card that speaks of a deep emotional connection with another person, right? It's that soul connection where the other person is kind of the mirror image of you, or sometimes these relationships, they're more soul contracts, that you enter into in a previous lifetime before you come into, before you incarnate into this lifetime. So a lot of times there's a karmic lesson to be learned with the soulmate relationship or connection. But this could very well be, you wishing for, and you feeling open towards this new loving relationship, still feeling a little guarded, and then, wishing for this knight in shining armor. And then, leaving the month with the energy surrounding you as you leave the month, you have the Two of Cups card, which is it's this beautiful soulmate loving connection with another person. If it is, then, this could represent, or if you, going back a little bit, kind of backtracking, if you're already in a relationship with a person, with somebody else, this could be you, deepening that relationship. So it could be deepening the bond or the connection. So it could be you moving from leaving behind, the dating phase, or, moving into the living together, or getting engaged, or getting married. There's some type of deepening of this connection. If we think of it as not in a romantic sense, if this is more to do with partnering up, we have here this new creative or job opportunity here at the center, with you leaving something behind. You've been working very hard, then this could be you just feeling very open to the new opportunity coming in. a little bit cautious, right? Worried about, could be about finances, surrounding, this walking away and going towards something else, hoping for the Knight of Cups, bringing in a new, or, bringing in some type of offer that makes you happy. This could be the job offer here. And then, this could involve partnering up with another person with the Two of Cups, right? When the Two of Cups appears, it can also be like a partnership, partnering up with somebody. So that's, I could see that it could go both ways here, with either sort of all romantic. I'm kind of getting the more romance from that line, but it could be, since this part is really dealing with new creative opportunities and projects and jobs, it could be that. But whatever it is, you are being asked to, trust in whatever messages you might be receiving, trust in your intuition, trust in your higher self, the messages from the divine realms, important during the month of January. Okay, now moving to the two cards that we have here. So card number, let me see if I can move this around a little bit. There we go. Okay, so the card from the Soul's Journey deck, let me pull this, let me hold them up so you can see them. They're too far away. It's called Abundance, and it says, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. And the other one is card number 24, Boundaries. My clear boundaries allow me to protect myself, nurture my intentions, and follow my true self. Okay, so for these two cards, I will read from the guidebook for each of them, so you can have the full, the full explanation of each card. So for the Boundaries card, it says, my boundaries are like energy doors that help me manage my life. At times, I keep the doors open, inviting in blessings from others and my environment. At other times, I close the doors to nourish my own creativity, energy, and well-being. I feel good about having boundaries and for being able to say no thanks. For I know that by saying no, I'm saying yes to something else, something that's more important for my growth, healing, and enlivenment. Having clear boundaries allows me to protect myself, nurture my intentions, and follow my true self. Boundaries are an essential part of my self-care and self-love. Okay? And the other card, Abundance, it says, always remember that you are God and God is all about creation. God says yes and the ego says no. In order to have abundance in all areas of your life, you must create the space of receiving, which is what we had down here, right? I was talking about needing to be open and being receptive, just like the vessel. You must create this space of receiving and know that you are deserving of anything your heart desires. The more you can release limited thinking and worry, the more open you are to receiving the infinite flow of the universe. Allow yourself to have fun when manifesting what you want in life and enjoy the process. By embracing a positive mindset, you are opening the door to unexpected abundance. It is natural to have abundance in your life, and you must realize that any thoughts of limitedness may have come from either a past life or a life condition you have chosen to overcome. And I felt that with these two cards over here, right? There's Five of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. I really feel that could, that goes along with this possibly, this limitedness, thoughts of limitedness. They could also originate from programming that you received from the environment you grew up in and the value systems you were taught when you were young. Now is the time to begin to live with the realization that you are worthy of having abundance in every aspect of your life. When you are in the vibration of receiving, you can manifest whatever you desire in this physical reality. Very nice. So, I do hope that these messages have helped you in some way, Aquarius. I thank you very much for joining me here today. I look forward to reading for you again. And I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of January. Bye.